Good morning, everyone. This is a new dish that I'm trying. I've never used curry paste before. This is my first time using this. And it's not bad. It could use something else. I don't know. I used vinegar, lemon and lime juice, honey. I put some of my soy chorizo in there, a half of that, coconut milk, and red bell pepper, not red pepper, because it's already hot enough with this Thai paste. And then I added a can of water after. I used a canned coconut milk, and I put a can of water and a little bit more to thin it out. It tastes good, but there's something missing. I can't figure out what it is, but it can use more ingredients. So if you ever try it, you may want to add something else. Maybe some onion, or I didn't put any smoke in there, but that probably would have helped it. But it's still good though. It's just missing that little extra something that I like in my taste. But it's okay. And I put some linguine noodles in there. I accidentally bought a pack of linguine instead of spaghetti. So I said I'll use it for this. That could be why it doesn't taste as good. I think this would be better if I had to pour it over some rice. That's what I think I should have done. So yeah, this is probably better over rice. I think more people are striving to live a more balanced and authentic life. How do you think this affects the way we enter relationships? And should we rethink the meaning of the traditional relationship? I presented that question to just one person in this particular interview, and he calls himself the Stick Man. He's a very, very wise man, and he had a lot to say.
A girl and a boy.
Yeah, the typical, and also not just intimate relationships, even friendships and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm talking about this traditional, 2.5 kids, the picket house, and that whole story that we used to live by. This trying to, yeah,
Oh, okay.
trying to be authentic with yourself. Do you still see that traditional way of relationships relevant?
Well, if you're asking me individually about relevancy on traditional relationships, I would have to contrast it with the current paradigm or the drift, the mindset that we now have. I'll be 70 in a year. I'm 69.
You look good.
Born in 1956. I'm a Leo, July. Basically, I look at traditional family going way back since my undergraduate studies in theology.
Okay.
In the book of Genesis, where God made man and woman, Adam and Eve. And essentially, he gave the marching orders, the MO at that point, for humanity. So for me, tradition has an origin point.
Okay.
That point is a divine establishment of a man and woman, and not just a man and woman, uniquely created. The man from the soil. In some translations of the Hebrew, Adam could mean dirt, soil, which is the basic elements of our body, the DNA.
Right.
And beyond that, having created a man, on the sixth day, therefore the number 6 is representative of man. Everything else had been created, then he said, let us make man. The us being the Elohim, the plurality of God, though he is one, yet plural. And so, in creating man in his own image, he did not say that of the animals, or the trees, or anything else naturally in the order of business. Man is uniquely designed for a relationship with its creator. Therefore, the traditional family, I believe, was created in such a way that it would be representative of a divine relationship of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So when you begin to shift the paradigm to what we have now, where each person defines in their own mind what is family. It could be man, woman, woman. It could be a child who wants to trans to whatever.
How about, I like to add, what do you think about like Elon Musk, for instance? He's got 4 baby mamas. Now, we all can't afford that kind of, we're not billionaires, but he can. 4 baby mamas and 12 or 11 children, and they all consent to that. Agreeable. There's no baby mama drama, and they all live under the same roof with a big, huge mansion, of course, but they all have taken part in raising all 11 children, and they have all this unity that they all agree upon. There's no disruption between this, there's no baby mama drama type thing. It's just understanding.
Yeah. I think that when you have sufficient resources, as Elon does, he can afford to do that. Whether it's moral or not, nowadays is not the question. It's affordability. It is agreeability between those baby mamas and kids involved. They see themselves as a defined family unit with a fine situation, which is not actually so new. Even back in Bible times, there was plurality of wives, and it was not spoken against. So the American culture is, of course, monolithic in that sense, and not pluralistic. It can actually be against the law, bigotry, and so whatever. But
they're not married. That's
they're not married. But you look at individuals, even in entertainment, who have the resources financially, who have multiple wives, multiple kids, and they fully support them, and they have a developing relationship. Now, the only problem I see in that is when the kids seek to reproduce that as they become adults, and they see that as a norm. It's hard to see that as a norm because when they go to school or when they interact in society or online, they see their situation as unique compared to others. Why are we different? The way that differentiality is defined by the adults who institution, whether it's Elon or whoever, trying to explain to the kids who have this is a mom, this is a mom, this is their mom, and like that. We're all a family and whatever. Marriage is not a factor. When you take marriage, the institution of marriage, out of the picture, I see that marriage is a traditional factor. Even in the old days of Bible times, there was still a marriage. Though it could have been a marriage to more than one woman, they can afford it. Even in some cultures now, in some foreign cultures, that's allowable.
So is marriage still, is it relevant? I mean, does any of this stuff that we're talking about, does it ever become irrelevant? Is it something that you think
only
humanity
in the minds
should
of
stick?
those who have a shift in their thinking and as to what is moral and what is immoral.
Okay.
And so you have to have some standard, some basis to establish, like in construction, I do building, whatever, and there's a standardized pattern established for measurement of certain things that you build. Cars, whatever it is, these are built to a standard. Only humans have changed the standard so that it becomes confusing. Where's the reference point? What is all this about? When each person decides what is a reference, it becomes confusing. I think we have a confused generation of young people coming on as to what is relevant.
So do you think maybe transition into a new divine thought process may create confusion until we get past a certain point in our development, a certain point in the change that's going on today, and we start to actually see clearer of what the new divine, because I think divine is eternal, and the understanding that the divine is trying to deliver to humanity at this point can be confusing considering where we come from. But do you think eventually we'll kind of like they say, grow out of it and see the new understanding of things clearer than the way we see it now?
I think in the mind of the human being, and with AI coming on, there will be a redefinition, and not just a redefinition, a standardization of what can be defined as what you're saying, a divine mandate. I do not believe the true divine one has changed what has been established for humanity. Humanity may change things and exclude, and I think to do that you would have to come to an exclusionary factor where you become the authority, and you jettison the divine authority. So if you call something that this is the divine this is the new divine pattern, then you are the divine, you are God. And so that I see as major problematic, though it's being done. And there seems to be no consequence to it. Read the headlines today or yesterday or going forward. 2025 is highly conflicted.
Why do you think there's no consequences?
Well, there are no what I would call immediate consequence to human choice, as long as it's not outside of the legal boundaries of the justice system. Even the justice system itself is somewhat fluid and changing. And with the new presidency, second term, already now just a few weeks in office, major changes are coming upon society so fast, it's a knee-jerk reaction. There are protests, there are all kinds of anger, because people don't understand what. But they should have saw it coming. He told them, if I become, I'm going to do this. And so he's now doing it. There are some who are happy about it, and there are some who are totally pissed off about it. I'm saying, when humanity is put in charge of anything, then, and they have the authority to bring about change within society, whether you like it or not, that's going to create some kind of animosity within people. But yet, if the people would appeal to the ultimate authority, I believe, from a spiritual standpoint, upon their knees, there's a scripture in, I believe, 2 Chronicles 7, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, bow down, in other words, admit, we have messed this up, and I made choices that I thought were right for me and my family or whoever, and it is not working, though I pretend it's working. It is one, and if you look behind the closed doors, tense, stressful situation. If God, who created, I use the name God, but I'd rather use a name, like a Hebrew name, Yahweh, Jehovah. I'm saying that I'm not just want to just make a name God, because there's so many who call God. Like, this is a God, the Greek gods, all these gods, and comic books, and Marvel, and superheroes. All of that is a distraction from the true one, who does not change. The same yesterday, today, and forever. Say, well, if he doesn't change, that's old.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. But I want to ask also, and this is a little bit different, what exactly do you do?
Well, to explain it quickly, the art that I do is a nature art, and I call it DNA, Divine Nature Art, which centers back to what we're communicating. I believe that there is a design because of the divine, and you cannot, it's an undeniable design in physics, in our bodies, in all of creation. So I do the art and explain to people dualistically. There are two D's: divine, design, nature art. I could have just said designed nature art or nature art, but I had to include the divine because I'm dealing with nature as a creator.
Okay.
And secondarily, transforming wood, bamboo, oak, whatever, into art, like these pieces I'm about to work on, focusing on bamboo today and other pieces. When they're finished, they could be sold for $100, $200. But I just let.
Do you call yourself anything specific?
So what now?
Do you call your craft?
Yes, on the chest. It's not Superman. Since I've been in Midtown about a year and 8 months, they started calling me the Stick Man because I work on sticks. And so I am called the Stick Man, and the podcast that I hope to launch late spring is called, if you can get the name, I'll have to give you the context.
No, it's okay. I'm the same way. I forget my own channel sometimes.
It is called the Alpha Omega Diaries of the Stickman. The Stickman's Alpha Omega. Because the Stickman I'm referring to is not just a person who works on sticks like myself, but I'm referring to the divine Stickman, the one who was crucified on sticks.
Okay.
Could have been an upright beam, cross beam. That's the original Stickman stuck on a cross for our salvation.
All right, man. On that note, you did a great job, and I understood everything you were saying. And so you got this channel, this podcast coming up, and you got some art here that you're working on. Are you located anywhere specific?
Well, Midtown and Beltline, I would say.
The Beltline of Midtown.
I'm often like behind you here in the Ponce Market. I'm trying to get a kiosk in the Citizen Supply where they allow people, artists, different brand people who develop brands to rent a space. There are at least 2 locations within the Ponce Market that are very community friendly and invite people to place their art or to place a kiosk.
Yeah.
So I'm putting paperwork together
to get that taken care of.
So I will be in Midtown most likely at the Ponce, but right now I do outside work to expose myself to people. They stop by and talk, as you did.
Right.
And I love it because my goal is not just to transform wood,
transform
people.
On that note, man, I'm going to say it's been an honor, okay?
Pleased to meet you.
You too, Stick Man.